Hi, welcome. I'm kind of back on the grind here. It's a brand new year, January of 2022, and just like last year, everybody did their top 50 books, and this year I am in a spot where I can actually join on this. So, these are not going to be completely in order because I'm going to split mine up into the raw section and the graded section. Um, I don't got to ramble too much. Just do the top 50 books in my collection as of 2022. Everybody jump back in because I'm curious to see what your top 50 are. And let's show off mine. So, gonna get started with the raw books. There's not very many of them. Most of my top 50 is going to be graded. But I wanted to spotlight these because for raws, they're really nice raw books. A lot of these should be graded by now, but I am lazy. So starting off the list, Fantastic Four number 20. This is the first appearance of the Molecule Man and the first published work by George R.R. Martin. It's a Jack Kirby cover, Stan Lee's story. Next, a more modern book, Green Lantern number 20. Jeff Johns' run ends here. Is the first cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz. A whole lot of stuff. It's a wraparound cover. Fantastic modern book. Back to the Silver Age next to make Very Gary proud. Fantastic Four Annual 6, the birth of Franklin Richards, and the first appearance of Annihilus. Yes, this book will boom because Annihilus is coming. And on to the main part of my collection, really Silver Age DC, Justice League of America number 3. This is a low grade copy, but it's still Justice League number 3. I love it. It's a black cover. There's not really much more to say. 10-cent Justice League. Hard to find. And Justice League of America number 2 to round out the raw comics for the video. Same story, low grade. It's a pink cover instead of black. I like the cover a lot on this one. There's not a whole lot to say. It's number 2 in the Justice League run. That's a big deal. On to the CGC graded stuff. Everything I have is CGC. There's going to be no CBCS, nothing like that. It's all CGC, blue and yellow. It's going to start off with some small books and then end with some bangers. We're going to get into the bangers fast. A lot of this stuff is personal collection stuff, characters that I like, books that I don't do have some value, but they're underrated, all the way to Grail level status and growing. So the first one in the CGC graded spot is a 9.6 Green Arrow number 1. It's the first ever Green Arrow solo title. 9.6 white pages. Next, the first ever CGC book I ever purchased, my first Silver Age book I ever purchased, second Silver Age book I ever purchased, Fantastic Four number 55 and a classic Jack Kirby cover, CGC 4.5, off-white to white pages, Lockjaw, cameo, and a classic Thing vs. Silver Surfer battle. Next up, on back to DC again, Crisis on Infinite Earths number 8, CGC 9.8. I'm working on the run of all of Crisis on Infinite Earths in 9.8. This is the only one that's going to make appearance in this video. This is the death of Barry Allen, the Flash. Sticking with the Flash. Flash number 1 from DC Rebirth, 9.8 white pages, signature series signed by the writer Joshua Williamson. This is the first appearance of Godspeed, even though it's not over here in the little comments. Godspeed was in season 7 and kind of a few other seasons of The Flash and some cameo stuff. That wasn't very good. Right, my favorite character, Superman, the Action Comics number 595 and a CGC 9.6. This is the first appearance of Silver Banshee. Next, one of my all-time favorite covers and my all-time favorite comic book character, Fantastic Four number 39, CGC 5.5, fantastic Jack Kirby cover with Doctor Doom and Daredevil. Yeah, that's basically it. Next, Fantastic Four number 66 in a CGC 6.5. This is the origin of him. Does not appear in this book. Back to Big Blue, Superman number 1. From 1987, CGC 9.8. Origin and first appearance of the new Metallo. Green Lantern number 6. This is the first appearance of Tomar Ray. And CGC 4.0. Shazam #1, CGC 9.4. This is the first appearance of Captain Marvel Jr., and Mary Marvel since the Golden Age. Origin retold, CC Beck art, Denny O'Neil story. Superman on the cover. It's just a fantastic book to have. Green Lantern #25. This is the first appearance of Atrocitus, first appearance of Larfleeze, first appearance of the Emotional Spectrum, Death of the Anti-Monitor, the end of the Sinestro Corps War. This is an awesome book. It's got a variant cover, but I like this one way better. This is the A cover. Jeff Johns story, Ethan Van Sciver art, and Ivan Rice. Awesome cover. This was one of the first Green Lantern. No, this was the first Green Lantern key I bought in a 9.4. Upgraded it to a 9.6 last year. Sticking with DC, next we have Justice League of America #21 in a CGC 4.5 with Snow White pages. This is the reintroduction of the JSA in the JLA title, the first Silver Age appearance of Hourman, Dr. Fate, Icicle, and Wizard. It's an awesome cover with just about any character you'd like to be on there. Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Batman, Aquaman, Green Arrow, and Superman. And then Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Black Canary, Alan Scott, Green Lantern, Hourman. And I think that's the Atom, or Atom Smasher. That's Atom Smasher up there. Awesome. Oh, shit. Whew. Awesome book. Next, another DC crossover book, Superman, #199 in a CGC 4.0. Amazing, iconic cover here. This is the first Superman in Flash Race Justice League of America cameo. Fantastic cover. Keeping with DC again, we have Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, #134 in a 5.0. This is the first cameo appearance of the man himself, Darkseid. Everybody loves him some Darkseid. This is the second Jack Kirby at DC story. Neil Adams cover. Jack Kirby and Vince Colletta and Al Plastino art, off-white to white pages. Next, Action Comics #340 in a 7.5. This is the first appearance of Parasite. Back to Marvel for a second. Fantastic Four #65 in a CGC 6.0. One of the most recent additions to my Fantastic Four run that I'm really aggressively trying to pursue in 2022 and towards the end of 2021. This is obviously Stan and Jack, and this is the first appearance of Ronan the Accuser, that you saw in Guardians of the Galaxy. And back to DC Silver Age we go to House of Secrets #61. Yeah, 61. I thought I messed up for a second. 3.5 off-white pages. This is the first appearance of Eclipso, who was the villain of Season 2 of Stargirl. And Season 2 of Stargirl was absolutely awesome. This is a great book to have. Not very common right now. It's really difficult to find in a high grade. I'm super happy that I found this one raw at a shop and sent it in and got a 3.5. It's a great book, and the colors look awesome for a 3.5. On to some more modern DC stuff, as in 2014, Justice League #31. This is the first full appearance of Jessica Cruz, another Jeff Johns book. Really should have got some of these Jeff Johns books signed and graded when he did that signing with CGC. Next one that is signed and graded, Superman #75 in a 9.8 signature series, signed right on the flag or cape by Dan Jurgens. He is the writer and artist of this issue. This is the death of Superman. Everyone has a copy of this book. God, it's essential for a 90s collector. A great cover, great book. Another 90s essential book, Green Lantern #48. CGC 9.8 signature series, signed with a speech bubble by Ron Mars. This is the first appearance of Kyle Rayner in the first part of Emerald Twilight with RoboCop on the back. Alright, back to the Silver Age we go. We're starting to get, as you can see, we're starting to get into a little bit bigger books than what we started with. And next we have Fantastic Four #45, first Inhumans, CGC 4.0. This is the first appearance of Lockjaw, Black Bolt, Crystal, Karnak, and Triton. Sandman and Dragonman also appear. And also, it's just an awesome, classic Jack Kirby cover. Sticking with the Silver Age, Aquaman number 11, another 4.0. This is the first appearance of Mera in a great Nick Cardy cover. I love the motion tracking that you get on this cover. Well, this is my first Aquaman book that I bought, but not the last Aquaman book on this list. Fantastic Four number 67, and the trend continues. It's another 4.0, off-white pages. This is the origin and first appearance of him, Adam Warlock, who's just in the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, and he's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think he's played by Will Poulter or Coulter or whatever the fuck his name is. Batman, number 189. This is the first appearance of the Scarecrow. This is one that I would love to upgrade this year. It's a 3.0, creamed off-white pages. Next, the great George Perez, Teen Titans number 2, the first appearance of Deathstroke in a 9.0. Fantastic Four number 46. This is the first cover appearance and first full appearance of Black Bolt in a 6.0, off-white pages. Up next is the first and only Golden Age book that I currently have in my collection. It is a super low grade, but it presents absolutely fantastic. It is Superman number 19. Yes, I know it's a 0.5, and a lot of people don't like that, but it's missing 25, 1/3 of 25 and 26, of pages 25 and 26. It's considered incomplete. I don't care. The colors are awesome. It's one of my favorite Superman covers ever. And the price was right. You just can't beat it. Being with the trend of early books, next in the CGC 2.5, it's Fantastic Four, number 11, the first appearance of the Impossible Man. Origin of the Fantastic Four retold, and there's a Submariner pinup in this book. This is the most recent book that I have added to my collection. Up next is the only Spider-Man book on the entire list, in a 9.6, it's Amazing Spider-Man number 361, the first full appearance of Carnage. Next, the most recent CGC submission I got back, Wonder Woman number 1, 9.8, signed by the great George Perez, T's and P's. This is the first modern appearance of Themyscira, Gaia's girdle, Hippolyta, Ares, and the Olympian gods, a new origin, and this awesome wraparound cover, 9.8, Snow White pages, signed by George Perez. The books are going to keep getting bigger, boys and girls. Next, we have Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 70. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman in a 5.0. The centerfold is detached on my copy, but I don't care. It presents awesome, and it's a 5.0. Up next, another early Fantastic Four, number 7, in a CGC 3.0. This is the first, and I believe only, appearance of Kurgo with an awesome, you can see that date stamp right there by Mr. Fantastic's head. Love me a good clean date stamp. Next, one of my favorite books in my collection, Flash, number 139 in a 5.0. This is the first appearance and origin of Professor Zoom, the Reverse Flash, the best DC villain. Back to the Fantastic Four, my only custom label one that I have so far in my collection, a 4.0 Fantastic Four number 50. This is the first appearance of Wyatt Wingfoot, Johnny Storm Goes to College, and Silver Surfer battles Galactus. It's the third part of the trilogy. Awesome Jack Kirby Silver Surfer cover. Next, another big boy book, Aquaman number 1, and a CGC 4.5. The first appearance of Quisp, Nick Cardy art on the inside. Not my first, but one of my first Silver Age number 1s. And spoiler alert, it's not the last one on this list. Remember how I said that one was not the last Silver Age number 1 on the list? How about Justice League of America number 1 in a CGC 1.8? This is the origin and first appearance of Despero, and it has a letter from Roy Thomas. Keeping it going with the big boy books, how about Batman 171 in a 4.0, the first Silver Age appearance of the Riddler, and the Batman TV pilot is based on this comic book. I love the colors. The pink is super vibrant on my copy. There's not a color break on the entire pink cover, but the back spine which also has Batman on it, is just, there's some staining on the back, and there's a tear in that top corner. It earns every bit of this 4.0, but it looks beautiful. Next, we have Fantastic Four number 6, another 1.8. This also earned every bit of its 1.8, just a beat to hell spine, but it is the second Silver Age appearance of Namor and the second ever appearance of Doctor Doom. It's the 6th appearance of the Fantastic Four. It is the first ever Marvel supervillain team up. What else do we have up there that you can even imagine? It's Stan Lee, Jack Kirby goodness. Earliest FF book I have in my collection yet, but I'm hoping to change that very, very soon. This book is awesome. I'm super glad to have picked this up this last year. That FF6 is kicking off my top 5. This is going to continue my top 5. Fantastic Four number 52, the only book I have in the old CGC casing on this list, is the origin and first appearance of T'Challa the Black Panther in a 4.5 creamed off-white pages. The Inhumans also make an appearance. This is also, I think, the first appearance of Wakanda. Of course, it's just an awesome, absolute grail of a Marvel book right now. Rest in peace to Mr. Chadwick Boseman, first Black Panther. Number 3 on the list here, I found this hunting in the wild at a comic book shop, is Flash, number 105 in a CGC 2.5. This is the first Silver Age Flash in his own title. Numbering continued from Flash Comics' origin and first appearance of the Mirror Master. This is an awesome book to have. I couldn't believe it in my eyes when I found it in the wild. It was sitting there graded and slabbed up already. I couldn't pass it up, so I picked her up right there. Fun fact, I got this the same day that my Aquaman number 1 was delivered, so I got 2 major DC keys in one day. Flash 105. Now, there's going to be some debate on these next 2, which should be with number 1 and which should be number 2. This one in my hands right now, number 2 on the list, is my favorite of the 2, but gone by value, it is second place, but it's the coolest book I have. Brave and the Bold, number 28 in a 1.8, the first appearance of the Justice League, origin and first appearance of Starro, and the first Snapper car. Epic book to have, epic cover. Everybody that you could want on there, aside from the 2 big ones, Batman and Superman, are right there. An amazing book to have in the collection. I cannot believe I have it. Gardner Fox story, Joe Giella art, Murphy Anderson art. Awesome. Just amazing book to own in my collection. My favorite book and my best DC book for sure. Both this and Justice League of America number 1 were delivered on the exact same day. Probably the best single day I've had for my collection yet. But coming in at number 1 and climbing still to this day, it's Marvel Fantastic Four number 48. The first full appearance of Silver Surfer, the first cameo of Galactus, the Watcher, and Inhumans make an appearance. Awesome Jack Kirby cover. It's a 4.0, but you would never guess it's a 4.0 looking at this book. The book looks way higher. It's probably about a 6.0, but this one stain here on the bottom that's really kind of hard to pick up on the camera. There's some staining on the bottom that just kind of tanks it. It is a gorgeous 4.0. This book has just climbed since the market boomed last year. I bought this book in 2020 in April, like right before the pandemic really hit my area hard. I bought this book for $884. And if you know anything about the market, $884 for a 4.0 of this book is an absolute jackpot of a steal that you will never probably see again. This is my number 1 book in terms of value. I love my Brave and the Bold 28, but FF48 is amazing. Every time I look at it, I can't believe I own it. And I need to get a 49 and a 4.0 to match this, and the other, and number 50. This is an amazing book, and I'm so happy I have it. That is going to do it for my top 50 comics going into 2022. Next year, I'm hoping to have, the goal is to have every one of my top 50 slabbed and to have a ton of just mega books to share with everybody. If you watched all 50 of these, I appreciate you. Let me know what your favorite one is. You can shoot me a DM on IG at Callahan Comics, or comment it under the post because I'm going to post something about it, or comment it on the YouTube video, whatever you prefer. Let me know which one your favorite is. My favorite's Brave and the Bold 28. It's hard to beat that book. I know FF48 beats it in terms of price. It's an awesome book, but as a mainly DC collector, and I know you can't see the full display in the back, but you can kind of see Superman and the statue and the big poster, and Batman and Wonder Woman and the rest of the Justice League down there, and some villains, and Doomsday's on the way. And as a DC guy, the Brave and the Bold 28 is one of the best possible books they can have right now. I know it's not Action Comics #1 or Detective 27 or Batman or Superman 1 or, you know, or All-Star 8 or something like that. It's not the holiest of holy grails, but man, it's on that list, man. It might be the tier under them, but it is up there. It's an awesome book to have. Do your own top 50s. I love watching these videos where we all just show off our collections and such, and you know, it's not really about speculation. Some of the books make the list because of speculation drove them up, then some of them make the list just because they're blue chip key issues. But man, it's just so much fun for me to sit through when I have time, when I'm not, you know, shooting video or editing video or writing or at my other job or, you know, whatever I'm happen to be doing that day. I love watching these top 50 videos when I have a second to just slow down and chill. So make your own. I want to see yours, and I hope you liked mine. That is all I have for me. Go follow me on Instagram at Callahan Comics. I'm constantly selling and trading and buying, so please give me a follow. I'll follow you back, I promise. And have a great 2022. Here's to an awesome 2022 for everybody in the comic book community. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys later.